And so this is what's going to get in to me, all right? Study, all right, out of Stanford University, okay? So, hey, man, we're getting close, man. New year, new me, right? You know, that's what everybody freaking. Yeah, it's almost time for all those Instagram posts.
Everybody's gonna post it. New year, new me.
New year, new me. Okay, right. and with that, what I want to say is, all right, new year, new me, right? Okay, cardio is not going to be your best bet to lose that weight.
Never been a huge fan of cardio, bro.
And all right. And so, and I'm explaining right now, right? So study goes, this is it Stanford? Yeah, Stanford University put out a study, okay? And they did a 90-day, let me read this real quick. 200 people, 9-month exercise routine, all right, with 200 people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes who participated in a 9-month routine. All right. And they split up those people. All right.
Okay.
They had one group that did nothing but cardio.
Okay.
They had one group that did nothing but strength training. And they had one group that did a combination of both strength training and cardio.
Okay.
What group do you think burned the most fat and built the most muscle?
Oh, strength training.
Strength training alone.
Strength training. 100%.
All right. They came above all of them for, from the cardio group, the cardio and strength training group. All right. Strength training. So let me go ahead and read through this article right here. Like that. A study was a study has found that those that did strength training lost more fat and better blood sugar maintenance. Those that did cardio and a combination of both cardio and strength training. Researchers from Stanford University looked at nearly 200 people diagnosed with type 2 diabetes who participated in a 9-month exercise routine of strength training, cardio, or both. All right. The journal, the findings showed that the group that went through the strength training exercise had better progress doing workouts such as shoulder presses, leg presses 3 times a week compared to those who utilized treadmills, ellipticals, and stationary bikes. All right. The benefit of strength training just made everything in their life easier. This was what Melissa Boyd, a certified trainer that was helping out with the study, said. The strength training group lost fat, gained muscle, and had more consistent blood sugar levels than any other group. Losing weight happens when you're in a calorie deficit, like that, obviously, which means that you're losing more calories in than you're outputting more calories than you're inputting in. However, cardio and strength training work hand in hand for longevity, since it's important to have muscle and strong bones. All right. In addition to lungs and health that work properly, one workout of strength training might have not start off as a.
See, I feel like when you talk about cardio.
All right. Yeah. That and everything else is just filler for that.
I feel like cardio is. I feel like that's endurance. I don't feel like it's like you can.
If you want stamina endurance, of course, go ahead.
Because I've seen people we've all seen people. We've all been to Memorial. You've all seen people run marathons, and you look at a guy running a marathon. You're like, that guy's not necessarily in the best shape.
A marathon runner, yeah. I like it's funny because all right, people train like the marathon runner, all right, like that. Quintessential black Ethiopian skinny guy like that, all right?
The Kenyans?
Yeah, Kenyan guy, all right? They train like that. But you know who they want to look like? They want to look like the Olympic sprinter,
right?
All right, that has abs, big legs, freaking muscular and stuff like that. Like, no, this guy's doing sprints, 100, 200-meter sprints, all right? Within duration of each other. Right. This guy is doing freaking
He's
3,
running for hours.
6, 12, 24 miles, for freaking 30 an hour, 2 hours, or and so it just begs the question, when in your entire life right now, or you're doing anything for that long of a duration, if why are you training like that,
bro? I don't have any reason to lift 400 pounds, and I have no reason to run 20 miles. You know, they're like
I just want to be in the middle. You know,
just to get normal.
I have a certain weight, you know, that I want to get to, like that I want to maintain and lift, you know, consistently with my like that. Well, I just want to be able to squat 225 freaking at will, you know, whenever I want.
Right.
I want to be able to deadlift 315 whenever I want, like that. And I do want to get to, for my bench press, I do want to get to a point where I am, you know, working out about, you know, 225 as well. I want to be like that. You know, that one is a little bit more tough than anything. I'd be happy like 205. You know what I mean? Like that. But yeah, you know, but those none of those are gonna ever be my, like, I don't want those to be my PRs. I just want to be able to work out with those. And then I know my PR is gonna be like way above that, but it's like I have no need to really search and find my PR every month or every week. You know, like that. Like, you know,
bro. So I feel like this is gonna sound really bad, but I feel like if you walk into a room and you may get into a fight with somebody, right? Like, you're like,
that's why I do jiu-jitsu.
You're like, hey, this guy, okay, that guy may be 250. That guy may be 205. Okay, I feel like, I probably need to move those people around. Yeah, I'm not gonna go into a room and be like, that dude looks like he's 405. I probably need to kick his ass. No, I don't. I don't. I have no reason to. He's way too fucking big. I'm not gonna fight this guy. So that's just kind of the way I look at it. And then I look at it like jiu-jitsu. Like, hey, this is your weight class, 160. I need to be able to move around 160. 160 with pressure against me, okay, 200 pounds. I need to be able to move that around.
And consistently too. You know what I mean?
Consistently. Other than that, maybe I compete in absolute. Okay. That may be closer to my PR, but you know what? I don't need to be able to do that consistently. You know what I mean?
No, for sure. And so let's go to this study now. Let's think about, all right, let's start with the cardio group. You know what I mean? Because this is the main one that, man, it just gives me so many headaches, you know what I mean, of trying to really convince somebody. You know, I'm like, look, you've been on this journey, all right, on and off. All right, you haven't seen any type of freaking, you know, progress or like any type of change, but yeah, you're always relying on it. And why? All right, I'm gonna tell you why. It's because when they first did it, they saw this huge freaking change in their life, you know, 2-3 months, you know, like that. They started running, you know, and exercising and stuff like that. They dropped all this weight, and now they're searching, you know, freaking 2, 3, 4 times more, you know, trying to get back to like, you know, finding those losses again.
They want that high again.
They want to see those losses again, you know, like that, you know. And then they come to me and I'm like, bro, the cardio is not working for you no more. All right, well, we need to do, all right, because like it's like, you know, they come in me and they're like, I want to lose weight. And then and I'm like, I started asking the questions. I'm like, what you been doing? Cardio? All right, that's awesome, you know, and now you're on a plateau. Okay, well, you know what we have to do? Let's go on a bulk. All right, let's boost up your metabolism. All right, get that thing revved up. Let's start lifting some weights. Oh no, I told you I want to lose weight. You're stupid. Bye. You know what I mean? I like what you've been doing is starving yourself, running fucking hard as shit, you know, an hour freaking every day like that. And now your body's in survival mode and it's holding on to every little freaking thing that you give it, like every little thing that you give it. And then mostly probably is, you know, whatever you give it, the little amount of food that you give it is highly processed food.
Right.
That's exactly why you're not losing weight. So now we have to really re-engineer everything that you've been doing, all right, and then freaking, and elicit a different result. And what's going to be doing is everything that you're not doing. You're not eating a lot. You're not probably focused on your protein. You're not trying to build muscle, all right, like that. You know, to lose all this weight and freaking and things. Like, people don't really understand, you know, the big benefits of freaking building muscle and longevity term and long wise. You know what it can do for you.
You know, not even. Let's just pretend that none of that matter. People don't understand the way that everything works. Mm-hmm. If it was just about walking.
Yeah.
We walk all the time.
All the time.
You would just lose weight by doing shit that you do normally.
Yeah.
Right? But it's not the way it works. Everything is going to need to have a change in order, because you're always going to, you lift weights. The reason that lifting weights is so beneficial is because lifting weights is the easiest thing to come out of a plateau. You just add more plates.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way. Like, I'm throwing up 135, you know, 20 times in a row. Okay, put a 10 on both sides.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to overcome that plateau. It's if you can run 10 miles, right? Like you just run 10 miles. It's hard to overcome the plateau that you get to on the 10 because now you have to start running like 30 miles.
And it's because like with cardio, all right. So let me give you a prime example. All right, this is a female that a client of mine back in the day like that. I took her on from a different trainer. Her trainer ended up leaving, and then so I took her on, and like I'd never even met this girl, like that. It was the first week of me training her and stuff like that, and off the bat, just asking her questions and our initial workout and stuff like that. I guessed her whole freaking workout life journey right there in that one session. Right. I was like, the reason that, and I laid it out to her like this. The reason that you're not losing weight is because, you're 20 something old freaking, Jane gets off at work at 3:00 every day. You go to the freaking Memorial Loop and run your 3 miles at freaking 3:15 every day. All right. And I'm guarantee you the first 2 months that you saw some excellent freaking progress. You lost probably about 10 to 15 pounds. Yep. Like that. Your 3 mile run probably went from
12 minutes to 10 half.
Your 3 mile run, not 1 mile run. Yeah. Your 3 mile run probably went from 45 minutes down to 35 minutes or something. You probably shaved off 10 minutes off of it like that.
Yeah, you ran 3 miles in 12 minutes.
And freaking
the fucking flash.
Yeah, exactly. And so she was like, oh my God, yeah, that's exactly what and then now you're freaking 3-4 months into your journey, and now you hit a plateau. You're not losing any more weight. You know what I mean? Well, how much are you eating? Oh, I don't really eat that much. You know what I mean? I have a coffee and a bagel in the morning. I'll probably have some chips and a soda freaking for lunch like that. And I'll probably have some spaghetti or, maybe pick up something from McDonald's for dinner. That is everybody's typical freaking the average American freaking diet. I can tell you right there.
Terrible.
It really is, bro.
That
it really
sounds terrible.
Like I every time I talk to somebody and they start to in my mind they start to check off this the boxes like yep, I've heard this before. Yep, I heard that before. I can automatically guess what their fucking diet is. All right, it's fucking coffee and a kolache. All right, it's probably fucking a soda and some chips from the vending machine like that. Oh my God. Maybe so some Jack in the Box or a Whataburger, if they can get to it, you know what I mean? Like that. And then it's whatever mom makes or, freaking another fast food freaking restaurant, at dinner, like that's what it is. You know what I mean? So now you're okay. And I even told her, I went through her whole workout routine like that. I said, I bet you when you first started working out and you're running, all right, you were probably burning in excess about 600 to 800 calories in that workout. Right. All right. It's novel to you. You've never done it. You're getting into it like that. That's exactly why, you saw that huge, freaking a boost of weight loss, in the first time. Your body's freaking out. It's going into survival mode like that, and like that. So it's expending all these extra, these calories, putting you in a calorie deficit because now you haven't done none of this stuff before like that. Well, now 3-4 months are down the line and now your body's used to it. It knows that you're Jane getting off at 3:00, gonna run your freaking 3 mile at 3:15. Right. All right. And it knows that freaking, you know what? All you need is only 200, 300 calories now. All right. I've been in this state before. I don't need to freak out. I'm not gonna die. Freaking here's only 200 calories.
Here's what you need.
It's all you need for the energy for the 3 miles like that.
That's it.
Like that. You see?
That's it.
Now, because your body is the most efficient, smartest organism out there.
Best machine going.
All right. It really does. It's going to adapt to those situations. And that's exactly why she hits those plateaus. All right.
Best machine.
So
going.
I had her, man, I want to say I probably had her for like a good 2-3 months. Okay. You know what I mean? To finish out her sessions, from her last trainer and stuff like that. And I was like, look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get you meal prepping. We're going to start to focus more on protein, all right, like that. And we're going to start to lift heavy. She was scared at first, bro. But once we actually started implementing the routine and stuff like that and started really focusing more on the weights on the bar and not the weight on the scale, like that, bro, it was like almost an addiction to her, bro. She loved lifting heavy. Bro. You know what I mean? I can't tell you how many times that I've converted, females' mindsets, from, oh, I just want to do cardio like that because I need to get my beach body, that way, to where like now they freaking start lifting weights, and start focusing more on the weight scale. And every like 6 weeks I would come back and really hit like do a little PR check,
right.
to show them, because like, they don't see it in their body. That's going to be the last thing they see, freaking, like their physique changing and stuff like that. Right. But because that's all subjective anyway, what I mean? They're looking at themselves in the mirror every single day. They're around me every day, and freaking their husband or their friends all the time like that. So they don't really see those subtle changes quick. You know what I mean? And it's not until that one person that you haven't seen in months are like, oh my God.
Holy shit, what just happened?
Yeah, what you been doing? You look fabulous. And then, like, no one wants to wait, freaking 3-4 months to finally have one person tell you that. But I tell you what's not subjective, all right, is that weight that's going on, all right, where you're sliding on 2.5s, freaking 1 week. And then now you're sliding on 5s in the next week. And then now you're sliding on 10, and it just keeps going up and building and building. That's not subjective. All right, that right there is instant gratification, day by day, week by week, month by month.
It's a result you can see now.
And then to change, when I finally would, those women, the lights both turns on, and they're like, man, I have a lot more energy. I'm eating more. I'm starting to look good. My clothes ain't fitting. All right, my clothes ain't fitting, not because freaking I'm getting fat.
That's the one.
All right,
that's this shit here.
You understand? Yeah, you understand like how many times like I've had several women like, oh, I had to go shopping for new clothes like that because my shit is not fitting right and it's too loose.
Right.
All right, and it's not because they're doing a shitload of fucking cardio. No, it's because they're lifting weights now. You know what I mean? They're building muscle, and that muscle, all right, don't fall into the myth that fat turns into muscle or muscle turns into fat. Those are totally two separate things.
It'll never happen.
Yeah,
it'll never happen.
Totally like that.
It'll never happen.
All right, but I'm telling you, muscle is such an expensive tissue. Okay, there is no room for fat when you're building muscle.
Now, what is it? Now the thing that muscle weighs twice as much as fat.
It's a lot. It's more dense.
Way more dense.
Yeah,
that makes sense. But muscle doesn't.
And that's what like really like the clients that harp on the weight scale. All right. I like anybody that trains with me, I don't even let them touch a weight scale. I don't even look at a weight scale. I'm like, you fucking throw that shit away. All right, like that, because it's real disheartening to them when they want to see that instant gratification every single morning when they wake up and look at the weights. And they're like, oh, I gained 5 pounds. I'm like, yeah, of course you gained 5 pounds. Your weight's gonna fluctuate anyway from eating throughout the day, but then B, you're building a lot of muscle, right? You just build 5 pounds of muscle. It's not that you packed on 5 pounds of fat. It's that you just build 5 pounds of muscle. All right, that's why you're heavier. Look at what you're putting on the bar. Look how
scale only matters if you're competing.
Yeah, that's it.
It doesn't matter any other time.
If you're in a sport where you have to make weight, like that, that's the only reason.
Only time scale matters.
Yeah. You should ever have a scale around.
Only time scale matters. I have a scale, of course, but my scale sits under the sink in the bathroom.
Yeah, my slide's under the sink.
Because if I'm not competing, the only thing I'm worried about.
I don't want to even look at that motherfucker.
I don't want to look at it. The only thing I'm worried about is, do my love handles bulge or are they flat?
Yeah.
Like, other than that, I don't care.
I'm gonna tell you, all right, because I've been doing this, it's so long. I've been competing since I was 14, and working out, since I want to say I've been working out since my freshman year of high school. You know what I mean? So easily, 2 decades. Right. Like that. And I had my ups and downs and stuff like that, but I can honestly tell you how highly in tune I am with my body. That I can tell you right now, just right now, I've been sick and coming off my hamstring injury and stuff like that. I'm probably sitting around 175, 178. Just how my body feels right now.
Bro.
Okay.
I can look at my body and there's certain like veins that I can see. And if I can see them, I can tell you where my Pause.
Pause. Like,
but if I can see him, like there's one in my calf right here. If
are you sure that's where your calf?
Hey. But if I can see it, I say, oh, okay, this is how much I weigh. If I can, and that's one of those things. So I went to a nutritionist, and he was like, man, it's amazing that you're that in tune with your body.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. Crystal will get there too, but Ellie's there. Ellie will look at my hands, and she can guess my weight within about 10 pounds. Within 5 pounds.
Big old fat
fingers. Just by looking at my hands, she could be like, oh, you weigh about this.
Yeah.
Because you start to see, like, you start to get
accustomed.
Crystal
makes comments. Like, it's not like she's like telling my weight, but she knows when I'm losing weight, babe. You know, because now she's changing the verbiage. All right, because at first she's like, flaquito, you know what that means in Spanish, skinny,
Scooty,
like that. It's all like, her mom will, like, every time her mom comes in and like, comes to visit and stuff like that, and I'm getting ready for the tournament, she always calls me that. I'm like. So Crystal would like, no, mom, he's lean. He's leaning out. So she at first she would always call me skinny too. She's like, babe, you're getting so skinny. I'm like, no, I'm not getting skinny. Don't say that. I was like, skinny means that I'm losing muscle too. I'm like, nah, I'm leaning out. I'm trimming off the fat. But
that's one of the other things. She brought that up. Kind of going back. If you look at the marathon runners,
yes,
they're skinny, bro.
Yeah, bro.
They're skinny.
Again, let me go back to what I said about muscle. Muscle is a very expensive tissue.
Skinny, all right, bro.
Like that. Muscle is not conducive, to have while you're trying to train for a marathon. Okay, like that.
It's pointless.
I'm like, yeah.
You're burning up way too much.
What was the guy's name? Calvin Kempton. I think that's what he said, the record-breaking marathon guy, Calvin Kempton. Yeah, it was Calvin Kempton. All right, ain't no way that dude's breaking that world record marathon freaking run that he did. All right, if he's having fucking 20 pounds of fucking muscle on him and shit. All right, and I don't look him up and see how much he weighs. Like that, I can guarantee you he's probably like 115 or something. 120, like that. But like muscle is a very expensive tissue. You know what I mean? And so for you to maintain the muscle, all right, like that is that, you got to be active and make sure that you're feeding yourself, to make sure that, you're staying, to maintain that muscle. But then again, let's think about what muscle does, because it is a very expensive tissue,
So you're not talking about this dude, Ulid Kipagich, who holds the record.
No, it's Calvin Kempton.
Because this dude, this is just, he's got the record in the, he's kind of an older guy, but his height and weight.
Yeah. What is it? Bet you like 120.
5'6", 115.
115, that's what I said for Calvin Kempton. Yeah.
Right.
Ain't no way that you're going to be weighing 190, 205, freaking solid muscle running a 2-hour freaking marathon. You know what I mean? Ain't no way. All right, so let me go back to what I said about, the muscle being a very expensive tissue. Like, yes, it takes a lot. It takes a lot for you to maintain it.
He's actually 134 pounds.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he taller or something like that?
5'11".
So that's about 4 inches taller?
Yeah, he's 6 feet tall, and he's under 150 pounds, bro.
Yeah.
He's thin as wind.
Yeah.
The wind can blow him over.
That experience, one gust of wind.
That's how it's probably. If he running into the wind, he's not winning that thing. But the wind is in his back. Yeah, bro, that's tall.
Yeah,
134 pounds, bro. But that's what you see out of those guys because I tell this to the big guys when we were getting ready for Worlds.
Yeah,
I was telling them, I was like, look, man, I was like, you're big. You have a lot of muscle. That means takes a lot of oxygen to feed those muscles.
Yeah.
So you can't sit here and be freaking out every 15 minutes and think that you're going to just be able to explode for 5 minutes, because the explosion that little guy can do for longer is because he doesn't have as much muscle to feed as you do.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. You have to be smarter about what you're doing, man. And some of them get it and some of them don't, man. But there's I'm not holding a marathon record.
Yeah,
on a scooter.
That's it.
Put me on a hover round, but not running.
Yeah.
No way, bro. There's no way.
And so, with as much as it takes to maintain the muscle, all right, muscle itself, all right, like that, it burns a ton. Like just like if you just sit on the couch the whole day playing some video games like that, you know what I mean?
You mean today?
Yes, after this. All right. Friggin', all right. If you've gotten to a point, all right, in your fitness journey where you've built and made, enough muscle, all right, and you just want to take a day off, all right, like that, I'm like, you're still gonna be burning a freaking a high freaking amount of calories just sitting on the couch doing nothing. You know what I mean? Opposed to freaking someone that's never trained and doesn't have, not maintaining a lot of muscle and stuff like that. They're going to burn less calories than what you would, and that's because muscle is a very expensive tissue, to maintain. And then on top of that, just, for just maintenance wise,
it's like I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Prius and a Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
The Prius at idle, it's gonna burn less gas than the Lambo at idle.
Of course, yes.
It's the same way with your. It's the same way with your body and your muscle. You got a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
That muscle's tuned. It's work. It's just gonna take a lot more to move yourself around, to move your body around. But and you got to get it, man.
And
you
since
need it.
We're going along this way right here, this is one thing, people just don't really realize, is that, they rely on cardio to really lose the weight, right? Like that, and for me with cardio, because cardio, you need more cardio.
I know what you're about to say.
You need more cardio, all right, to keep maintaining the weight that you want to go.
Right.
And that shit is hard.
Right.
All right. You started out an hour of cardio in the beginning. Now you're gonna tell me you're gonna do an hour and a half of cardio now that you're plateauing. All right. And then now you're doing an hour and a half of cardio. And then now you're gonna do 2 hours of cardio because now you're starting to plateau on an hour and a half. My fucking legs are gonna fall off, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Ain't no way that you're gonna do that. All right. Now let's think about freaking weightlifting. All right.
Right.
All right. You start out, it's very hard because people think cardio is just such an easy thing. You need very little no fucking equipment. You could just go out on the fucking street and just start running. That's what people really think,
Right.
But running is actually a skill that you have to really perfect and learn. You know what I mean? Why do you think people freaking that do run and stuff like that? They're always talking about their knees problems and their back problems,
pronate,
their hip problems.
Supinate, yeah.
People think they could just fucking go outside and just start running. All right, like that. Especially at 40, you never fucking done anything your whole life. All right, and now you're 40. All right, you work a sedentary job for fucking 6 to 8 hours. Now you think you can just go outside and start running?
Right.
All right, no, this is a skill set. You know what I mean?
Introduce shin sprints.
Like that. Yeah, you're gonna start to freaking really compile on those knee and those hip and those back problems. That you already had. Because you've never done anything, but now you think you can start to run like a marathon runner,
right,
just because you bought some new fucking Brooks, $200 shoes. Like, get out of here, bro. All right, like that. Start walking first. That's better off than fucking running. Okay.